a very brief introduction because I want to get straight into it and a bit of the backstory. So what's happening is 20 years ago, Henry's father bought him a Model 163, held together with elastic bands. He never made it fly. Then 18 months ago, I made a video on how to build an Me163 with a rocket in it. Yes, go and look on the site, you'll find it. So he said to me, please take this, I've never been able to make it fly. And he gave it to me, and there was the top of the fuzz, the bottom of the fuzz, and the wing. That's it, nothing, no servos, nothing, no drawings, no centre of gravity, and it was orange and yellow. So okay, so I put it on the shelf. 18 months later, well, last Sunday, 18 months later, I picked it up. I'll have a go. So the first thing is, what a great opportunity to show you how to find the centre of gravity. So without further ado, we're going straight into it, and then we're going to make it fly, because at the time it's never flown. It's 20 years old and we don't know what's going to happen. So here's how you get your centre of gravity with rule of thumb and using Mac. Enjoy. How to find the C or G on a swept back wing. So you're going to need your old geometry set. You're going to need a right angle. You're going to need at least a ruler, or even better, a really long ruler. So what do? Well, you get your wing or your model, and I'm just going to use this paper wing here as an example. And what I'm using here is, if you can't get paper that's big enough, this is lining paper for decorating, hanging up wallpaper. So you can buy these, they're really cheap, about £2, and you get, I don't know how many meters on it, and it's quite wide. So this is what I'm using. Okay, so you get your model and you draw around it. Okay, you draw around it as best you can, and then you square everything up. So then what you need to do is you find yourself the center line, and there's nothing difficult about that. You've now drawn around your wing, and now what you do is you draw around the root cord. This is the root cord. This is the fuselage. This is where the wing meets the fuselage. You need to make a straight line there. Okay? And all you're going to do is just use your protractor, and you know you'll get that straight edge with the starting point and the end point. Now, you've got the root cord, you've got the tip cord, which is the tip basically, LE leading edge, TE trailing edge. Okay, now this method is the really simplest method of finding your centre of gravity on a swept back wing. So, what you do, here's the very end of your tip cord. Okay, now you take your protractor like this, and you take your long ruler and you put that ruler on that tip there, and then you square it all off using your protractor, and make sure that protractor's square with the center line. You then draw a straight line with your pencil. Draw a straight line. Okay, you then go to the leading edge of the beginning of the wing at where it meets the fuselage. You do exactly the same thing. Take a protractor, make sure it's square on, bring up your ruler, check it a couple of times, make sure it's absolutely square on. Yeah, draw a line. You know, I've got that line and that line. Now, where that end of the tip is, you draw a line all the way up till you come to that leading edge. the line of that leading edge. So okay, one of the pins has come in. Okay, so now you have a box. Okay, you got to divide that box into 3. So the length from here to here is 24.6 centimeters or 246 millimeters. Same distance from here to here. That's 24.6. Yours may be different, but as long as you've got the same amount there and there, and that box is square, you haven't got a problem. So 24.6 divided by 3 is 8.2 centimeters, or if you like, 82 centimeters. So now you measure down your 8.2 centimeters like that. Draw a line using your square against the center line. Bring that all down, get your centre line, square it all up, draw a line. You now have 3 equal spaces. Then what you do, this is the good bit, because this line here, this first line, okay, put your ruler there, okay, take your wing, offer your wing up, and wherever that line hits, that is your centre of gravity. Now if you're using a piece of paper, because the model is in such a shape that you can't physically or practically do this, then copy the wing, use a piece of paper, take your model, lay it on, like so, okay, and then get your pen, wherever your pen might be, and mark your centre of gravity. Obviously you want to do it from underneath, so you take your model, get your paper, mark wherever that is, okay, and that's how you use that method. There's one more method called the Mac. So I'm going to do a split here and we'll go into the Mac. Right, the other way is using the Mac method, which is the mean aerobatic chord. Now you noticed last time we had the centre line. Well, that's now your thrust line. Okay, that's important, you're going to need that. So again, you need your 90 degrees edge there. Now I'm going to use a different colour, because what we're going to do now is we're going to measure the length from the leading edge to the trailing edge, L-E-T-E, leading edge, trailing edge. Oops, camera's on the ruler. So we measure that and it comes up to 18.8 from what I can tell. Okay, so now we come, take that measurement, go to the leading edge of the tip, measure 18.8, draw a straight line, we'll actually put a dot, so you got that, then do the same at the bottom. Now this comes off the length of the paper, because I've already measured it, so that comes to there. Now you take the width of the tip, which is 8.8 by the looks of it, 8.9, you measure 8.9, mark it from the root leading edge and then the trailing leading edge, like that. Okay, so the width of the tip cord goes here, the width of the tip cord goes here, the width of the root cord goes here and here. Now this is where your really long ruler comes into play. The longer the better. Okay, I'm going to use a different colour. Use green. Okay, you draw a line from that top mark down to the bottom, and you take that mark there like that. Okay, and that there is your MAC reference. Now what you need is 25% of the leading edge, 25% back from there. So you draw a straight line, absolutely vertical, from the leading edge to the trailing edge, so you can measure off the thrust line to get an equal distance. So you put a line through there, making sure it's absolutely vertical, like that. You now measure that distance, which is 14.2 centimeters. Okay, now you divide 14.2 into 4, which gives you 3.55. Okay, so you measure from the center 3.55 until you hit the leading edge there, and that should give you that. So if you've done it right, the next line should go straight through the middle of the MAC. Okay, and your next line I think should be there. I've got it right. Have I got it right? Yep. Okay. Just make sure that goes all the way back to the thrust line. Okay. Now, whatever that distance is, that 25%, you want 25%, yeah, and you've divided it into 4. See if I got this right. 3.55. Yeah. Using your 90 degrees. Okay. And that one should be 355 as well. Smack on. Smack on. So So that there, that 3.55 now becomes 25%, which brings you to here, and now that is your centre of gravity, because that's 25% back from that leading edge, and that is how you get your centre of gravity. So once you've found that and you get your wing, okay, you can offer that up, draw a line through it, and then mark it up. Now you'll probably find that you have a variant between those two figures, the rule of thumb method and this method. Don't be afraid of that. It's just getting an average mean and nothing more. Okay, so welcome back to the Barren Flights. This has got a bit of a backstory to it. I'll do that later. But what we've got here is a model Me163 with a propeller on it. Don't know what the scale is. I've had to work out all the CG and everything. This came to me in 3 parts and was originally held together with elastic bands. So I'm just using hot glue and messing around. I just put it into one place. There's no real mathematics gone into it except for the CG, and we're going to see if this flies. And I'll put a hatch in it there like that there. So we're going to see if that flies. And Henry's going to be the pilot because Henry was the one that gave me this, so he can try it out. So let's see if it works. Okay, so we got a result there. It flies, and I didn't really expect it to happen. And actually, this is Henry's model, so Henry did an excellent job. We're going to have a bit of a chin wag about it for a minute or two. So now what I'm going to do is demonstrate how I got the centre of gravity on this. So back to the studio. So there you go. That's how you do your CG. As I said, there is a backstory, but my editing is actually back to front. I was going to put all the CG stuff at the back, and I thought, well, if you're looking at how to do CG a swept wing, you don't want to know all that. All that bit comes later, so the editing is actually back to front. So I hope you enjoyed it. I know Henry got a thrill out of getting his model back, and it flies after 20 years, and I was really pleased for him, and he was flying it. And he said, you know, I'm going to let my dad know. And I said, good-o. So there you are, and enjoy it. Hope it's been an education. Smash the like button, please. Go on, be a sport. Subscribe. Okay, it really helps the channel. I really very much appreciate it. Run the credits.